morning, dear listeners. Today we start a new episode of the Age Ontology podcast series based on my book with the same title, Age Ontology, which is a compendium of wisdom teachings pointing out the timelessness of all phenomena. Today we introduce the difference between timelessness and the stillness of mind. So we already spoken about in the previous two podcasts about how to develop presence to mind training and the difference between timelessness and the present moment. Today we speak about the distinction that should be made between the timeless awareness of pure being and a mind which has been rendered completely still and aware through the practice of meditation and or mindfulness or any other methods. So to summarize very briefly, an ordinary state of mind usually alternates between a state of stillness and the movement of thoughts and emotions. But because this being a very rapid alternation, the state of stillness between thought movements usually goes unrecognized altogether. So in such a confused state of mind, one identifies completely with the almost uninterrupted currents of thought movements and has no awareness of the rare gaps of stillness in between. One is completely deluded by the movement of the mind, thoughts and emotions. So through meditation or any other method, slowly one becomes aware of the gap of stillness between thoughts, and in due time, after a long training, one can widen this gap until a state of mind at rest can be achieved. And this is basically the same as the presence of mind, as a mind at rest. So this state of stillness can be called calm abiding, can be called mind at rest, can be called stillness. Is always accompanied with presence. So this may also become sort of aware as a detached observer of any movement that might occasionally arise within the mind without triggering any reaction of judgment towards such movement. So at this stage, the mind is in a state of stillness or calm abiding, and there is awareness, there is presence, and this presence, aware, calm state of mind is aware as a detached observer of movements, whether they be thoughts, emotions, or sense objects. So if everything goes well, after a long training, one can achieve a stable experience of stillness of mind, aware and undisturbed by the movement of thoughts and emotions. But because one is still a detached observer, this is a dualistic experience within time and space. It's not the state of timelessness. The timeless mind of pure being, on the other hand, is an always present, unchanging awareness, whether the mind is still or moving, even though it usually remains completely unrecognized. So, since it is much easier to let the timeless mind of pure being become aware of itself and its qualities during an experience of stillness, it is always advisable and advised to develop through meditation, mindfulness, or any other method, a state of calm abiding of mind, present and aware as an observer of movements. This then becomes a sort of open door to the self-arising awareness of timeless pure being. So it's a prerequisite. It must be there. It's almost impossible to recognize the timeless, always present awareness of pure being if one has not managed to render the mind, the ordinary mind, pliable, still, calm, and present. So this is a very short introduction. More information can be found in the book, and the links to the books are in the comments, and thank you for listening.